Hey everyone, I just thought I'd do a little update on my Anglo-Zulu war. So I haven't done an update on this for probably over a year. But it's been a slow burn project. I've been slowly adding Zulus and whatnot to the project. But over the last sort of month or so, I've had a little burst of inspiration and painted up a few units. So I thought I'd show you what I've got so far. So I put them out in a little scenic sort of look here, just to show you what I've got. So I'm going to be using this for the men who would be kings, and I'm going to be doing mostly sort of fictional narrative battle reports and games and so on. Hence, my army is a little more fictional than historical, but it's still pretty close. Anyway, since the last time I did an update, I didn't actually have any British figures painted at all, and now I have a few already done. So over here, I've got the first unit. So technically, without any upgrades or point variations, I've got 50 points of British soldiers. So I've got 3 units of the 24th foot. 2 of them are fully painted, these 2 guys in front here. And then I've got one more which I've just sort of started working. You can see one fella's painted, and then the rest are all just base coated and so on in various states of undercoats. That'll be the 3rd unit of 24th foot, and then I've got obviously some casualties over here which come from the sprue. And then you've just seen in my recent diary video, I've got the Gordon's Rangers converted up from various kits as a 4th unit. And then the unit I'm currently working on is that one over there, which is going to be a Royal Marine Brigade. Just wanted to bring a little variation to the army, just so that it's not, when you're playing a game, it looks really cool when you have, different units that you can pick out on the battlefield without having to, have a marker or anything. Because you can clearly see, even though they're not finished painted yet, that looks very different to that. And of course, so do the Highlanders. I've got a banner in each of these units. So 4 banners all together. So the army's going to look very fluttery. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So for the British perspective, that's 5 units and 30 points. Because if off the top of my head, if I remember correctly, there are 6 points each. So what I want to do further from them, once these 5 units are painted, I'll probably at some point look to pick up maybe some Natal native contingent, maybe some cavalry, some artillery, that sort of thing. Just do some variants. But yeah, so that's coming along nicely. I should have those 2 units done by the end of the month, and then basically that's everything painted for them. Even though I do have more figures for the basic infantry, I don't really need any more infantry at this point. In terms of, for the games of the men who would be kings, you don't need that many figures. On the Zulu perspective, I've been painting obviously Zulu figures over the last year or so, and you might have seen them being used in my Shoshani, which is my fictional African war fantasy army. And I combined them with my Numidians, not Nubians. So this is what I've got so far. I've got 4 units of 15 painted already, so that's 60 Zulus over there. These guys are just about finished. As you can see, there are 3 there without any sort of progress, but they need basing and finishing, and then that'll be the 5th unit done. And then you see at the back there, I've got a unit of Zulus with rifles. Now, I don't really like that unit in the terms of that they all look exactly the same, and I'm not a fan of that. So I'm not going to keep them exactly like that. I was saying in the last video, I've got some extra bits from the sprues and stuff to try and convert them and kit bash them, make them look a little bit more different. But of course that will be the 6th unit, and even though that's 6 units of Zulus, so what's that, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75 Zulus, that's basically half the points to the British, because they are 3 points each. Again, this is without any upgrades or any point reductions or additions. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 points of Zulus. Yes, so you do need a lot of Zulus. And in the practice game it did come across that many bodies is very, very useful, especially when you have cow shields and spears versus guns. But yes, so 30 points versus 18 points, which means I need to work on the Zulus a bit more. So for additions to the Zulu army, I mean, obviously I just need more Impi. I got a couple of characters. Obviously you can see the guy over there and this one over here, and I also have the Shaka Zulu figure from the War North Star or War Games Illustrated or whatever. So I do have some warrior leaders, and just for funsies I put the Sangoma at the top there, but obviously that's more fantasy based. So yes, again, what more? It's just more bodies, don't I? I've got another few more boxes, well, a few more models of Perrys, which I'll be adding. And then once I get this up to 30 points, so you know, the equal forces roughly, I'll be happy with that. So the project is coming along, and as you can tell, I've put a lot more effort into the last, say, month or two into this period. Once this is done, I'll go on to probably a different period, but I like to jump from one to the next and then come back to this later. So that, you know, come back to this maybe once I've finished this and played some games, come back to this for the Boer War after this, so I'll see. But there you go. So my Anglo-Zulu War project for 2021 is heating up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.